It's really talking about hybrid workspaces, how AV is part of this new way of working and how it's going to support people in and outside of the workplace. Bringing and maintaining, I suppose, around maintaining community and the corporate culture, company culture. Traditionally, AV has been seen as an IT function within the property world, and so hasn't had a very high visibility within the true AV world. But I think it was quite telling that, 3 or 4 years ago, Jones Lang LaSalle appointed a technical director for property, because they clearly realised that AV is an important part of a building, and it's about communication and creating environment, and it's obviously very flexible. And it's also what people are coming to expect within the workplace. So landlords really have to take that on board if they want to attract clients, especially now the world is moving to, is into the tech. We're very tech-based. There's obviously a lot of very large and ever-growing tech-based companies. So their requirements are quite, not specific, but their demands are very different to the more traditional corporate workspace that we're used to dealing with. So yeah, I think having people from both the property world and the AV world is going to be really important, because you can just produce a better offering and create a better environment. People have different ideas. The beanbag thing and the more casual working space, I think, works for some companies. Something more formal and structured works for others. And I think actually, really, people need to look at what they have to do is look at their company culture and look at how their workforce like to work and what's productive. I was recently talking to a friend who is marketing director for a big sportswear firm, and they opened some new offices in the north, and over lockdown, they completely redesigned the concept because of COVID. But even now, they really don't know how staff are going to use it. And it's like, even now they're going to have to change it, because people want to work in small groups, or you can't have 2 people next to each other on the same VC for acoustic and reasons. People want more. Do people want more space? Do they want more privacy? And so I think a lot of it is going to be about consulting people about what works for them, but also being quite flexible and perhaps not holding on to your expectation of the co-working space, which has become bandied around a lot. And, the WeWorks of this world and all these very popular co-working spaces work for a certain group of people, particularly those in the gig economy who are very peripatetic, but also they choose to work that way. I don't think perhaps everyone in a big accounting firm has the same temperament, and that style isn't necessarily going to suit them. So I think there are lots of different ideas and emerging trends, but I think it really has to be a much more focused solution on what works for your company, rather than just jumping on the bandwagon. It's bringing together ideas, learning from other people's mistakes and experiences, I think, is a big key point, but also understanding what's out there, what's available to you. And I come obviously from the technical world, but I think I very much look at technology in terms of human behavior and how what you deploy works with how the people using it work, and how you can design something to make their lives easier, rather than it being important to have this very clever system. A clever system is not clever if nobody can use it. So it doesn't matter how clever it is. If nobody can figure it out, it's just useless. It's like a chocolate teapot. So I think by getting the people with the buildings and the knowledge of corporate culture, workplace trends and that sort of thing, alongside the technical expertise, and you've got this great environment for opening people's minds to new ideas, but also educating them about the sorts of things that they can do.